Hello, this is Martin Behrendt, Technical Training Prinect. Today we want to have a look into the option versioning. Versioning is available in the cockpit. You need the signal station for it and also the PDF toolbox. The videos are splitted in 3 parts and will try to give you basic introduction into these work steps. We see here on the screen a PDF with English information. If this brochure, for example, has to print out in different languages, for example, also in German, it might be possible to produce this as a versioning job. You can save plates or paper when you print versioning jobs. We want to have a look into the setup for a job into the cockpit. The first question is always how the data are delivered from the client. If you have data like this one where all information is in one file, you have to use the PDF toolbox and split this data. If the data, which happens also very often, come from your customer in, for example, 3 parts, a base part, as well as the text part, you do not have to split these files. You can use the files immediately for versioning. We want to have a look, first of all, how to set up a versioning job in the cockpit. I create a new job over here, like you know that very well. And that what I'm doing next is I start in the page tab with the page list view. In this view, I have the possibility in the context menu, right-hand mouse click, to create a version with page list. A special dialog will be opened, and this is a dialog which allows me to create now a versioning job. The dialog asks you for the versions itself. With the plus key over here, I can add versions. In my first example, I have 2 versions. An English version, which I can label here, and a German version. What I can do here as well is I can define how many pages I have in my versions. The second what I need over here, I have to define the levels. Level mean always the levels of information. With the first click to the plus key, I get automatically an image level. With the second click, I get a text level. For my simple versioning over here, 1 image level and 1 text level is enough, because I have a brochure which I want to produce in English and in German. Step number 3 in this window is to create the layers. The wizard here automatically recognizes, if you say here plus, that you need a page list all. The page list all is for the image level and it contains all information except the text information. I need 2 more page lists. By pressing plus again, automatically an English page list will be created, and plus again, automatically a German page list will be created. If I would have more versions, that means more languages here, Spanish or Italian or whatever, I can create more page lists over here with the plus key. I show this to you in a later stage. With OK, the new page lists will be created. Furthermore, you see that in the product description, product parts for English and German job will be created here as well. Let's have a look how we can get now the data into this job. We need a process network. We start with a minimized network, so I just import a group template which I have prepared over here. Just a group template with qualify and prepare sequence. If I add now documents over here with the Add Files dialog, this job will be automatically started, and I can choose my files which I want to save over here. What I do is I take the files which are separated, the base, the English and the German parts. The base one I can immediately send to the page list all. I say here add to list. The English part goes to the English product part, and if I click on English over here, immediately the page list English will come up over here. Add to list. And I do the same with the German part as well. Add to list. If I say now OK, all three files which I selected before will be imported into my job. They will be processed by qualify and prepare. And after a small while, I see these files here available as selected before on my page lists. If I change to the thumbnail view, you can see that I have here on the page list all my image information that I have here on the page list English, the English text information, and here the German text information. By the way, the information of image contains also a black plate. Of course, we have only the image information in here, but if you check that with the PDF toolbox and you check the colors which we have in here, you see that we have still 4 plates. That is necessary because we need the key information, which you see here, for example, on this small image over here. There is also black, that means key information. Well, now we can go to the next step. On the Positioning tab, we can create a layout. The dialog, which you know with the layout name and page lists, comes up over here. These 3 page lists will now automatically give to SignaStation, and SignaStation will recognize that the job is a versioning job. SignaStation opens the job over here, reads the information, and the first what you can say is that we get here now a number of layers and a number of versions. We see in SignaStation that we have here 2 versions selected, and we see in SignaStation that we have 3 layers: the image layer, 1 English text layer, 1 German text layer. I make an easy job over here, so that is the first overview what we have. We see the 4 pages. I match the folding sheets count to page total. I do not change anything else for this basic job. We leave the master page size as it is in A4 format. I have here a saddle stitched binding. I choose no other things for this basic job over here. Under the Marks tab, I can select marks. Later on we will see that marks for versioning are available, and that you can use these marks for more complex versioning jobs. In the moment, I leave it as it is. Under plates, I select the plate, and for this small job, I take my small 52 plate for a small machine to see what happens here. The work style is perfecting, and the paper which I choose over here is from my pre-selected paper. The size is for the 52 machine in 150 gram. Finally, I just miss a layout over here. I take the standard layout for this job. What you see now is that we have immediately the first press sheet visible here with the English information. If I go to press sheet list, I have here a press sheet in English. For versioning, it is necessary that I switch on my variants per version. In the Plates tab, I can select one variant per version, and automatically the Signal Station will now give me in the press sheet list an additional press sheet. One press sheet is now the English press sheet, and the other press sheet is now the German press sheet. In output, I can write this job now back to the cockpit. In the cockpit, I will now see my two press sheets, the English one and the German one. These press sheets can be visible now in the Plate tab as well. In the Plate tab, you see now which plates we will create in such as these outputs. For this example, we will have one black plate for the front, and if you want to see which plate that is, you can go in here and can check the version and version description. And you see now here, this plate is a German one. The English comes with 4 plates. That means in the press later on, you can reuse cyan, magenta and yellow, and you only change the black plate for English text or German text. The same for the front as for the back. This is a basic setup for the first job. We haven't talked about the process network yet. We have not talked about some marks in Signal Station, or what happens if you change the plate size or if you have more languages. This will come further on in the next video. On this point, I recommend to you, please try to make this job by yourself. The files for the job, that means the all-in-one English base, the all-in-one English version, and the all-in-one German versions will be delivered to you together with this video. Try that as an exercise, and after finishing this exercise, follow with the next step of this video.